Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing well. So before we get started, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss the episode. So today we're going to talk about 5 very important accounts, and it's important to be in at least one of them. Why? Because they grow your wealth. All right. So let's get started. So first we're going to start out with a regular brokerage account. All right, regular brokerage account. So the regular brokerage account, it is not tax free. However, it does grow your wealth. You're making more interest as opposed to just having it at a bank. So brokerage account is very important. You're making more money as opposed to just having it at a normal bank. So when it comes to your brokerage account, you can borrow against the value of your account. You can borrow up to 50% of the portfolio. Of course, it's best to keep it in there, but this is a safety net. It's a place to borrow from in the event that you need to. So you can borrow against the value of the account. And so I'm going to give you an example of borrowing against it. All right. So say, for example, you have $100,000 in this account. All right. Say that you want to borrow $50,000. So normally you would think that if you have 100,000 and you would borrow 50,000, that you would be left with 50,000 in the account. But to borrow against the account, you're starting with 100,000. You want to borrow 50,000. You borrow against it, you still have 100,000 in that account. All right. So borrowing against it, it gives you this extra cash and you still have your same 100,000 still in that account, still accruing interest. All right. So what people generally do with this cash that they're borrowing is buy real estate, for example. One reason for that is you can do cost segregation and depreciation on this real estate. So with the depreciation, you can get anywhere from 20 to 30% depreciation. All right. So with the depreciation, what you're doing is you are getting um, well, say for example, you have an $800,000 property. This is just example, just throwing numbers out in the air. $800,000 property. Say you do a 25% depreciation. That's going to give you a 200,000 tax deduction. And so this is going to lower your taxable income and it's going to allow you to have more money in your pocket and making more money in your pocket. So this is a strategy that some people use when you hear depreciation, depreciation of real estate. All right. So that's one place, brokerage account, borrowing against the account. All right. You're getting extra cash and you still have that same money left in that account that is accruing interest. All right. So number 2, we have a health savings account. Health savings account, this allows you to have a triple tax benefit. So the tax deduction, you had the tax deduction when you put the money in. The money grows tax free. And then when you use the money, it has to be for health reasons only. You don't have to pay taxes. So this is with the health savings account. So with the health savings account, you can only use this for health purposes. However, you do have the option of letting it grow if you choose to never use it, letting it grow and then reimbursing yourself later. You do have that option. All right. So, number 3, you have self-directed Roth IRA, self-directed Roth IRA. So with the self-directed Roth IRA, you can direct the money into stocks, you can direct the money into real estate, You can direct the money into crypto, or you can direct the money into purchasing businesses. So you have these different asset classes that you can put money into when you have a self-directed Roth IRA. So the benefit of a self-directed Roth IRA is that the money is growing tax-free. All right. So say for example, you have a self-directed Roth IRA and you invest in stocks, for example. All right. So the money is not taxed in the future. So you're left with this profit as opposed to using other tools. If you buy tools and other, if you buy stocks and other tools, um, let's give you an example. Robinhood. Anybody buy stocks in Robinhood? All right. So when you use other tools, when you get ready to sell that stock, you're gonna have to pay taxes on it. All right. So if you wait for a year, it would be less taxes you would have to pay as opposed to selling it right away. However, when you use certain tools, if you sell that stock, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. However, if you are in something like a self-directed Roth IRA and you're buying stocks, this money is tax-free and you don't pay taxes. All right. So that is the self-directed Roth IRA. That's why it's kind of important to pay attention to where you are buying these stocks. So if you're buying stocks, that's good. It's good that you're buying stocks at all because a lot of people are not buying stocks. However, it is interesting to know that if you buy it in certain places, you don't have to pay taxes. And if you buy it in other places, you do have to pay taxes. All right. So you got the self-directed IRA. All right. Number 4, solo 401k. Solo 401k. So this is for business owners. If you own a business, if you own any kind of business. The thing with solo 401k is that you cannot have any full-time employees. You can have part-time employees, and you can have a spouse as an employee. But solo 401k is kind of how the name sounds. You can't have full-time employees. However, you can have part-time employees. So with the solo 401k, this allows you to put up to $70,000 a year into the solo 401k. All right. And you do get a tax deduction with that. So if you get a solo 401k with a loan provision, this will allow you to take out a loan tax-free and penalty-free, and you can borrow up to 50%. So this is a place to get a loan without paying taxes. If you get the solo 401k with the loan provision. So this is an important tool for business owners. If you're a business owner, it's a place to put your money where you can get high interest. Your money can be growing and you can take the money out if you need it for a loan without paying taxes. There's no age restriction on when you can take the loan out and you don't pay taxes. That's the solo 401k. Then lastly, we have the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA, this grows tax-free. So you are allowed to contribute up to $7,000 a year with the Roth IRA. This amount changes every year. And so this is a place where your money is growing tax-free. Okay? So you're earning higher interest than you would be earning at a bank. So you're earning anywhere from 8 to 12% on your Roth IRA. All right. So the Roth IRA, um, you can take it out whenever you want. However, it's not advisable, but at least it is kind of a safety net. It's a place to go get money if you need it. All right. They allow you to take out the contribution without being taxed. So, say for example, you have put 100,000 in there, and now it's worth 200,000. So I'm just making up numbers. Say you put in 100,000, and now it's worth 200,000. You can take out that 100,000 that you put in tax free because that's your contribution. All right. So that is a Roth IRA. So these are 5 important accounts. Um, it's important to, at least to have one because this is growing your wealth. All right. So some people are in different situations, and maybe you feel that you might not have enough money to invest or to get started investing. If that's the case, you can start investing no matter how much money you have. All right. You can start investing with $1,000. So the important thing is that you get started and then just to become familiar with the different kind of accounts that are available, and then bump up your income. You can bump up your income by starting a business, or buying a business. All right. So do me a favor, if you like the channel, I need you to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Feel free to leave your comments below. If you're interested in buying property, check out the link below. Join the wait list for the real estate group. And if you're a man watching me, check out the link below and check out the hat collection. All right. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.